Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day. Welcome today to the Fascast, your weekly podcast of everything football, fantasy, predictions, all the betting lines, news, you name it, we got it. Every single Thursday morning at 8 a.m., we will be right here on YouTube at the Fascast. And today, I am joined here by the Fast family. Let's get right into it. Let's talk football, guys.
Yep.
What's going on?
Not the Fast Brothers this
Not,
time. No,
not the,
I mean
not
we
the
got a
brothers
couple
this
Fast
time.
Brothers, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so
we got
j-
one Fast cousin in here. So
Yep.
yeah, Fast family still. We're keeping true to the name for sure.
yeah. Just
It
the
will
the
only
update.
be
We're
the fastest.
missing brother Brandon for this week. He is overworked, I guess is the best word we can use for him. So we subbed in Nick. Say hello to everyone. Do the same thing, same introduction you did last time, if you can remember.
Oh God. Hello everyone.
I think that was it.
Yeah, pretty sure that's pretty close.
Uh,
Well,
yeah, that's a throwback.
yeah. Well, thank you for joining us today. I know today, if you're watching the day of the upload, it is a very special day. It is Turkey Day, although it is not the greatest of holidays, in my humble opinion. You know, it is a
Wrong.
holiday. You can be thankful. You're gonna eat your turkey all you want. The only good thing that comes out of Thanksgiving for me is stuffing, but that's quite all right. You know, we'll save that debate for another time. How about that? You
Well,
know,
the
because
holiday is very
I don't want to eat
underrated. It's not the best
Well, anyways,
holiday,
all right,
but it's
let's get into the football.
underappreciated. We have to appreciate it and celebrate the Thanksgiving harvest. Okay, yeah, let's get into it.
No, I just celebrate early Christmas on Thanksgiving. But anyways, you're right. You know what? One of the other good things that come out of Thanksgiving is football, right? I mean, we all sit down, have a couple drinks, and watch some football. So let's
That's
talk
popular.
about that. Yeah. Well, you gotta, if you got family coming over, you can't get too wasted, or you can. Who am I to judge?
That's me
But
every year.
anyways,
Yeah,
leading off. What? No, you're leading what?
I need enough on Thanksgiving Day to make me feel like I'm prime Ben Roethlisberger for the
No.
for the touch football game.
Yes, that's what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
Well, anyways, leading off Thanksgiving afternoon, we got divisional matchup. We got the Detroit Lions at home facing off against the Chicago Bears. Detroit Lions are favored by -10, according to DraftKings, right now. Um, and the Bears coming off a slightly better offensive performance, kind of coming to form there. Caleb Williams kind of looking a little bit better here. But this is against the Detroit Lions, my official number one pick right now, that I got in my power rankings. And yeah, I mean Detroit Lions, they're just that team. They never let their foot off the gas pedal. They will go completely hard at you, no matter who you are, what you're bringing to the table. And they are the force to be reckoned with right now in the NFL. Chicago Bears, even though they're kind of warming up, I don't think they have a chance at all against the Lions. However, maybe controversial. I mean, I haven't gotten many of these betting these bets correct. I'm actually gonna go with the Bears spread at the +10, just because it's kind of a lot. Just
Whoa!
because it's a divisional
Wow.
matchup. Listen, I know it's weird, right? Honestly, I see Detroit Lions, great team. I see Bears right now, not that great of a team. I think on a normal occasion, Lions come out and absolutely destroy the Bears. But with the holiday cheer and everything going on, I think it's gonna be. I think it's a divisional matchup. I think the Bears are gonna keep it close. So I'm gonna go at least
Whoa!
close enough to cover their spread. I'm going to the +10 for the Bears.
Yeah, not a chance. Dan Campbell's Detroit Lions. No, he does not let his foot off of the gas at all. It could be 72-0, and he's probably gonna go for two for some reason because that's what the statistics say. Because he doesn't like going for extra points sometimes. Lions by 1 million for this game.
But how can you argue against the soul raid though?
You
I
know what?
mean,
That is
you really
Right,
can't.
right? No,
you
you can't.
I mean, no.
That's what I'm going for right now. So you can't argue against it. I'm
All
sorry.
right, I'm
but-
going to agree with one of you. And here's what I'll have to
Perfect.
say. This is Thanksgiving Day. First game opening up Thanksgiving Day. You're looking at your turkey in the oven. And the one thing, and I'm glad Nick said his name out loud in the atmosphere, Dan Campbell. Dude, if you watch his like after game speeches or like anything when he addresses the team, this dude is so motivational that I'm sitting my fat ass in the chair and I want to go on that field and tackle some guy, even though I'll get destroyed in the NFL. That's how motivational. Like I actually want to like go drive, take a plane to Detroit, go on the field, and put my body. Like this dude is so motivated. He's a great coach, and I got him winning -10 over the Bears here Thanksgiving Day. It's like just this holiday special day where they're gonna be playing, and yeah, they're not gonna lose, and they're gonna absolutely destroy the Bears, which kind of underwhelming this year. I thought they're gonna have a great year, somewhat of an easy schedule, but maybe next year. We'll get year 2 Caleb Williams. We'll see him, but I got Lions -10.
Would you put Dan Campbell's motivational speeches up there with like Captain America and Optimus Prime type levels?
I mean, have you seen him? Like, have you seen
I haven't watched one recently. The last one I watched was after the Dan Skipper incident last year.
Yeah, I just listen to him, like talk to the team, and like it's just like he's a great coach. He's a great coach.
Yeah, I mean Dan Campbell, David Goggins. I don't see a difference at all. Not at all. But anyways, moving on here. There's no doubt, by the way, Lions are 100% the best team. They're gonna win this football game. I think I don't think there's any doubt. It's just if they're favored, they're probably gonna win. Because that's just who Dan Campbell is. You know, never letting the foot off the gas, like I said. But anyways, we got a we got a really big of a doozy here. We got a 4:30 matchup Thanksgiving. We got Cooper Rush against Tommy DeVito. Wow, who would have thought? What a great Thanksgiving afternoon, night, evening, whatever you want to call it.
Actually,
Dallas Cowboys, Giants.
Can we get some?
Oh.
Wait, I'm here now though. Wait a minute.
Oh, wait a second. Yeah, how is this gonna work? Is DeVito actually playing the game?
Oh yeah,
That's actually funny because I actually researched that before this, so I don't even need to go to research this. Right now, the Giants have said that it is looking hopeful for him to play. I couldn't find any definitive answer of why he was questionable. I saw something about him saying his body is sore.
I saw a forearm.
It's the NFL.
A forearm.
Yeah,
injury.
his forearm is sore.
Yeah.
I thought it was something else. I thought
but
it was
they said he's hopeful to play. Is the last thing I saw.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't understand what's going on there. I mean, they had Drew Lock as the number 2 when Daniel Jones was in there, and then all of a sudden now Tommy DeVito is start. The Giants are in complete shambles.
I was gonna say either way, like
yeah, whoever plays this game, it's equal. It's equal quarterback level. It doesn't matter. And honestly, maybe it is Daniel Jones versus Tommy DeVito or Drew Lock, whoever. You know, maybe the Cowboys pick him up.
No,
you never know.
no.
You never know.
That's not gonna happen. No.
Probably not. I think he goes somewhere else, an actual playoff contender like he wants, maybe possibly.
You mean some team in the XFL then?
Yes, exactly. Practice squad. They're gonna be great. But anyways, Cowboys at home. They are favored by -3.5 against Tommy DeVito and the Italians. And yeah, I mean, this game is kind of one of those games where it could kind of go either way for me, depending on who wants to kind of at least maybe show up. I mean, Cowboys came off their big win. I guess I could say big win against the Commanders. Heavily underdog in that matchup, but you know they came out with a win. If that's good or not, you know that's up for you guys to decide. But you know they won, so that's a win on their score sheet. The Cowboys, offensively looked about the same, or as much as you could hope. That Turpin. Oh my God, that spin move on that punt return was absolutely
That was pretty
insane.
awesome.
That was the
so
highlight of that match. I think that was incredible. And then obviously they kind of bumped up the score there with that onside kick return as well. But yeah, offensively not horrible, I guess you could say. The Cowboys standards defensively actually kind of stood their ground against the Commanders and Jaden Daniels and that offense that's been looking pretty stout all year. And then there's the Giants, who are still the Giants.
They're a
Probably
football
even
team.
somehow got worse without Daniel Jones, if that's even possible. So yeah, I do like the Cowboys in this matchup. However, 3.5 is kind of interesting. You know what? I'll take it. I'll go the Cowboys -3.5. I think I think they have a better backup quarterback than the Giants do. So I'll favor them with the -3.5.
So for another callback to earlier episodes, if you would go back to the episode titled "Special Guests" in Week 6, you'll hear me say something almost identical to this line. I have this in big capital letters as an absolute eyeball avoider on
Aw,
Thanksgiving Day.
man.
Eyeball
It is
avoider
On
on
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
on Thanksgiving Day.
No.
Of course, everyone's
Dude.
gonna watch the good Thanksgiving football, but I'm sorry. I know the it's okay not okay a couple episodes ago of messing with cousin here about the Cowboys, but the Cowboys are a bad team. The Giants are just worse. I don't honestly I don't even feel confident about the spread of this because that's how I see these two teams. I have the Cowboys money line on this just for like the safeness of hedging a bet. Um in terms of the Cowboys and Commanders that Caleb brought it up a little bit, I don't think it was the fact that the Cowboys beat the Commanders. I think it's the Commanders kicker beat the Commanders. If that extra point wasn't missed, there would be no need for that onside kick for that next touchdown.
That's a very good point, Nicholas. Which
The
brings me to
Cowboys,
my next point. I hope you're done because. How about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? We fucking won a game, guys. Can't believe it. We actually won a football game. All time 33-22 on Thanksgiving Day. We're in Jerry's world, and we are the Commanders of the NFC East. We are going to win this football game. And actually, I think this might be my first time ever picking the Cowboys to win this game. Not only win, but -3.5 against DeVito. We're going to win this game, and I'm taking them -3.5. I'm excited for the boys. How about them Cowboys? Let's get it. Thanksgiving Day. I'm not going to have my Thanksgiving dinner ruined by a loss. Because this is right at dinner time, guys. I mean, we're at 4:30. I don't know if you guys are like early Thanksgiving dinner eaters, but I think that should be out of the question. It's Thanksgiving dinner, not lunch. You got to have it later. 4:30, perfect time to like start like even halftime to this. Like even if you go later into like 5:30, 6 o'clock, boom. The whole idea is you have to be starving going into it so you can eat as much food as possible. These early Thanksgiving eaters, we can go on a whole rant about this, but yeah, I get Cowboys -3.5.
Yeah. Is it too late to take back my bet?
Yep.
Okay. Well, anyways, yeah. Next game, 8:20, late Thanksgiving afternoon. If you're still awake, if you're still not absolutely blasted out of your mind, and you can still maybe see straight, here's a good football game for you: Green Bay Packers, Miami Dolphins. This is gonna be a good game. This is probably gonna be the better of the other two games. This is the game probably to watch. Like I said, if you're not in food comatose, or if you're not absolutely drunk out of your mind. Green Bay Packers, they are in Lambeau. They are favored by -3.5 for this game. And yeah, this is going to be a good football game. I'm going to go with the Dolphins, the spread here at +3.5. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a tight game. Both offenses, they know what they're doing. They've been clicking. I think if the Dolphins can keep it going, I think they're going to keep it close. Whether they win or not is not up to me. That's why I'm picking the spread. So I'm gonna say it's at least a field goal game here. And yeah, I'll favor probably the Packers in this one, but I'm going with the Dolphin spread.
I am going with the opposite of that. I have the Packers spread for this at -3.5. I know Tua's back, and they're playing as more of a complete football team on the Dolphin side of things, but I feel like the Packers still just have that step up. As Jordan Love is still playing very well. Josh Jacobs is just a workhorse. They have what I think just that's, and I think they're going to outwork the Dolphins in this aspect of this game and take the spread.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I look at this. The Packers are looking like an elite playoff team. I mean, they win round 1 last year against the Dallas Cowboys. Who would have ever thought that coming in 7 seed, winning as the youngest NFL team in, I don't know about history, but definitely in the year, taking first round. I think their plans are only upward from here, and especially in a very tight division. In Lambeau is exactly why I'm gonna for my first whoopsie daisy of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a Miami Dolphins team going away into Green Bay and winning the game. Give me Dolphins money.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I mean,
Thanksgiving Day.
That's pretty good. That was pretty good. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean, it could definitely happen. This is, like I said, this is probably going to be the better of the football games to watch tonight. If you're still alive. So yeah, yeah. But anyways, moving on from that definitely forgettable holiday, we'll move on to the Friday game. Woo,
Bruh.
Friday game. Woo, yay, Friday. Woo. We got the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, divisional matchup. Right now, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Poopy Chiefs, the Taylor Swifties, are favored -12 at home against the Raiders. Yeah, the Chiefs looking like a middle of the pack team, and the Raiders look like the worst team in football. So, can the middle of the pack team really cover a -12 spread against the Poopy Raiders? Absolutely not. I'm going to take the Raiders spread on this one. Do I think they win? Absolutely not. However, Kansas City Swifties and the Poopy team, it's a divisional matchup. They'll probably keep it close. Heck, maybe the Raiders even do a little bit of a oopsie daisy. I personally, as a Bills fan, would love that. Probably not going to happen. Would I love to see it? I would love to see it with the Panthers. Didn't happen. Not going to get my hopes up. Let's go Raiders for the spread. Let's go. +12. Let's go.
Couldn't have said it better. I also have the Raiders +12. The cousin I'm replacing this evening due to being overworked almost called their whoopsie daisy the last time these two teams played.
I was literally just about to mention that.
He almost called that whoopsie daisy. That final score was 27-20 in favor of the Chiefs. The Chiefs almost just got a whoopsie daisy. Also, I believe that was almost called to the Panthers. They almost lost that game as well.
They won
But I just remembered something.
Poverty franchise of the Carolina Panthers that we have, that you all have said all.
I just remembered something though. Hey, hold up. Gardner Minshew just went out. He's not going to be playing. Aiden O'Connell, AOC.
Ooh.
You think that makes a big difference or no?
No, the Chiefs are horrible on offense.
Yeah, I agree.
It's still Raiders +12 all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I only have to agree because every time, we say it like almost every single week. I feel like I say this. They have not beaten a team on the spread almost the whole entire year. Saints, 13-point win. That's their highest point margin win. They don't beat anyone blowout. It's a lot of one-score games. And even, brother, I'm glad you mentioned it, literally almost hit the whoopsie daisy. It could have happened. It could have happened. It was close to happening. Although this one is an Arrowhead. I mean, 12 points? I don't see it happening, guys. I really don't. And there's no reason at all for me to take a minus 12 spread for the Chiefs here. I almost want to say this is like an automatic bet. I don't want to go that far because, like, if I put, like my word on the line, I would actually get this wrong here. But, yeah, any given Sunday kind of thing. No, this is like an easy plus 12 for me. And we might even get you might even get close to another whoopsie daisy here. Who knows, But yeah, I got Raiders plus 12, no doubt.
Yeah, I would love to see the Raiders pull this one out for sure. I mean, Bills fan, give me the number 1 seed, please, and thank you. I mean, we're definitely going to beat the 49ers. That's going to happen. But anyways, Sunday night, we're back to Sunday football here. We got first matchup: Seattle Seahawks, New York Jets, battle of the mid-off. Even though the Jets are a little bit worse, it is in New York. But yeah, I mean, the Jets just have they just can't figure it out. I gave them a benefit of the doubt earlier, even when they were still struggling. I was thinking maybe they'd kind of figure something out here. And I heard reports that they're even thinking about placing Aaron Rodgers on the IR. I don't know how true that is. It's probably not. I mean, he is the GM after all now, so he's probably not sitting on the bench ever. He's honestly probably running the team. He's probably going to pick the draft picks for the next year anyways. Yeah, but against Seattle Seahawks just kind of look like a more completed team. Jackson Smith and Jigba putting up incredible numbers the past 3 weeks. He's looking very complete as a wide receiver.
Might I add?
Yes.
Fantasy implications. He has really popped off the past few weeks. Like he's looking really good, especially where's Matt? Where's DK? Has anyone seen him?
Yeah.
No, it's all JSN, literally the whole offense. But yeah, go ahead.
JSN has been absolutely incredible. That with Kenneth Walker, who is still a very, very good back. I'm liking the Seahawks in this game. -2 for the spread, so it's like barely anything. Give me the Seahawks -2 for this game.
I also have the Seahawks -2 with that. Kenneth Walker has been a dog. JSN has been a dog this year. Smith has had some moments as well. He when he's on point, but when he's not on point, he is not doing great. And quite simply, the Jets are not good. I know you said battle of the mid-off. I have in a one-liner here of sell the Jets that they're one of the teams I considered from listening to this podcast over the course of the season, and just from observations, in my opinion, I think they're one of the poverty franchises, and they're going down a dark path. They made moves at coaching, and it just nothing seems to be working for them. I don't see how they can come.
Very good point.
Cover the spread. Honestly, I think if the Seahawks are able to play as a sound team for more than a quarter in the game, I think I would comfortably have taken a spread at like 4.5 or 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree, and it's just so sad because like you got to feel bad for the Jets fans. Like this had the recipe for the year. I would consider top 5 defense last year for sure. Stellar defense, and literally all they were saying is like, all we need is a QB. That's all we need. And then they get what supposedly should be, like an Aaron Rodgers top QB, and they have 3 wins. I think it's even worse than last year with Zach. Like everything is going like horribly. Like you can't even. It's like the scriptwriters went crazy with this one. It's insane almost how like everything on paper seems like it should have been like the best year ever. But yeah, something's definitely wrong with that organization. I don't know like how you fix it at this point because everything has changed literally. You've tried everything.
It almost feels like there's a lack of an accountability in the team from like things I've seen of their press conferences. It feels like there's always something else to blame other than themselves.
Yeah.
They have fired just about every single person with a title, and nothing has been figured out yet.
They've
So
tried
I really
everything.
don't know.
Yeah, and you just gotta like feel bad. Like this should be like this year. Like even coming in, I was like, okay, yeah, they got something. But yeah, here we are.
Yeah,
With all that being said, I also have Seahawks -2.
yeah, pretty rough for the Jets for sure. But Bills fan, I'm happy. Yay! Anyways, divisional matchup: Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars probably, if not the Raiders, this would be the worst team. However, it is at home, and however, the Texans lost to the Titans. Oh my! What happened there? The big dog coming in. You know, they got Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs. Look at that offense. Yeah, no, it's Diggs went out, Collins was out for a while. They haven't looked like that team that we thought they were going to coming in, and big loss against the Titans. I mean, they're still going to win the division probably, but still, I mean that's a tough loss to swallow there. And against the Jacksonville Jaguars, it's going to be tough, I think. Actually, I think it's going to be tough for them. It is in Jacksonville. They do. I mean, the Jaguars usually play it pretty close. The only team that they really got absolutely trashed on was the Lions, which I predicted. Justin was like, "Oh no, Jacksonville, the Lions are going to blow." Yeah, yeah, okay, buddy. Yeah, okay.
I don't know
No,
if I was
Jags.
that strong.
No, I'm pretty sure you're that strong.
Yeah.
Get a boop it a boop, but
Yeah. Let's get a boop and a boop. Not right now.
yeah,
Yeah,
boop it a boop is
obviously.
sure that's we
We'll
can't
do
do
that
that. I'm
later.
sorry. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, it's gonna be a close matchup here, I think. But I do think that the Texans cover this spread -5. I think they're gonna try to come out guns blazing against another divisional opponent. Try to get out a win this time. I think they kind of almost need it. Not really desperately, but like I think in the locker room they're all saying, "Hey, we need this for motivation, especially for we're going to be coming in the playoffs. We're going to need to be ready to go. We're going to need this motivation with these final few games coming up here." And against Jacksonville, I think it just has to. You got to win this game against a bottom tier team. So I'm going to go with the -5 for the Texans here.
I am also going with the -5 for the Texans. Nico Collins, in my opinion, makes CJ Stroud look good. In games without, as you even pointed out, that they had this great offense and then boom, key players went out. In the games without Nico Collins and CJ Stroud looked horrible. I benched him in my fantasy leagues. He just immediately went to my bench. He was not performing. In the first game with Nico Collins and CJ Stroud back against the Dallas Cowboys, the first play from scrimmage went to Nico Collins for a touchdown, was only called back for, I believe, was an eligible man downfield, if I remember correctly from that
Yep.
game. Then the rest of the game, they didn't use Nico Collins that much. I mean, he got big splash plays, but not any gigantic plays like that. I feel like they're still building that chemistry back together after being apart so long, and I feel like it's just they are due in that sense of they're going to have a big game together. Nico Collins is going to put together like a 2-touchdown game soon. Maybe it's this game, maybe it's not, but because of that feeling, I'm inclined to take the Texans spread, especially with Joe Mixon also in that backfield.
I'm going to disagree with everything both of you said.
Here you go, it's defending the Jaguars again. Look at that.
I mean,
Who would have thought?
No. So it's not more than defending the Jaguars. It's more than kind of like exposing the Texans as one. I had them as the elitist team in my preseason predictions coming out as the best team and highest record in the NFL. Obviously, that's not going to be the case this year. And I would put equally the Titans and the Jaguars in the same category as like equally underwhelming teams, I guess you could say. And this is going to be another divisional matchup. And the whole CJ Stroud thing, I'm going to back that up too and kind of give the Texans their credit here. And CJ Stroud, do you remember what they were before he got there? I think he turned the whole team around. And coming in first year, last year, it made the whole team like the talk. Like, that I think he is the reason, and you got to give him his credit. I don't think it's because of a Nico Collins and C.J. Stroud mix up. I think it is because of C.J. Stroud. I think he's a great quarterback. I have very high hopes for him in the future, and I'm kind of up talking him here to take the Jags spread here. But the team as a whole, I think there's, for me, it's like looking at him like something is kind of missing. I feel like they should be like at this point, especially getting later into the season, you don't drop games to the Titans. Like they should be exploding. They should be winning like the Lions. Like they win by 30 against teams like this. Why are the Texans losing to the Titans at this point in the season? Something's missing there. I don't know. Like the offense coming back and working and digs out. I don't know what the schemes and play calls with the offense and missing players like that, but I feel like at this point, the expectedness of your eliteness coming into the season should be showing at this point. There's something wrong there. I think they win the game. Don't get me wrong here against the Jags, but I'm going to take the spread and they keep it within 5. So I'm going to take Jags +5 with the Texans winning.
For sure. I mean, I could definitely see that. I think it's definitely going to be a close game unless the Texans decide to finally show up this game, which probably not going to happen, but you never know. Any given Sunday. We could even see a whoopsie daisy. You never know. But anyways, next 1 o'clock game. Speaking of the Titans, we got the Tennessee Titans against the Washington Commanders. It is in Washington, and the Commanders are favored at -5.5. Meme Lord Will Levis actually looking very solid the past couple weeks from coming back. He has like a 92, almost 93 quarterback. Yeah, I mean, hey,
Hold
hey,
on.
Meme Lords.
I got to add to the meme lord thing because he had another one. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Oh, he
But
yeah,
did you
running
see?
back
Yeah.
reception.
After he threw
Yeah.
after the
I did
head
not.
down, the head down thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
He's running like a little Naruto run back to after he threw a pick. That was great. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, he's just the funniest quarterback. Like I'm
I
honestly,
fucking love that guy, dude.
I'm a big fan of Tennessee. I will watch almost every single one of their games just to see what he does next. It's honestly laughable. It's great. It's great. I love it.
He might be my favorite quarterback in the whole league. Like that guy's so funny.
It goes Baker, then Josh, and then him for sure. Baker is like a very high number 1 though for me. I do a lot of things for him.
Wait, what's his name?
Daddy?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought you
There
said.
we go.
That's what I thought you said.
No, that's what I meant. I think my mic cut out actually for a second. I think I said Baker on
I
accident.
got
don't know what
confused. Yeah. I was like, who?
Yeah, no, I don't know. But anyways, Tennessee Titans, Washington Commanders. Commanders kind of in an offensive funk. Jaden Daniels, maybe not the rookie, player of the year. What's going on there? I mean, losing to the Cowboys, it's a big loss. But I mean, I don't know. That last couple drives, he looked great. The whole rest of the game, besides that, it was just nothing. I don't know. It was a whole lot of nothing from a defense that was not great all year. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Titans looking pretty good. I mean, their defense still incredible. Still top 5, I think, maybe just out of that. I think they are just out of it, possibly. I don't know. But still, top defense in the league. Offense, Will Levis playing pretty actually good. I mean, they're still not a complete team by any means, but they are playing it pretty close. I think if the Commanders continue on this offensive funk that they've had, I think this is going to be a close game. The -5.5 is kind of a lot. I mean, that's expecting more than a touchdown. And I don't know if the Commanders could pull it off. Maybe they do. But just because of the fact that the Commanders love to beat on teams under 500, I'm actually going to take the -5.5 spread after all of that hype for the Commanders and meme lord Will Levis, I'm still going to take the Commanders spread. I think, under 500 team, I think they're just going to come out slinging the ball. I think Jaden Daniels is going to have another great game this game. At home, too. Yeah, sure, why not? Give me them. -5.5. Go Commanders.
For my first whoopsie daisy,
Whoa.
I have the Tennessee Titans beating the Washington Commanders.
Whoa.
Based off of something I believe I actually talked with you Caleb, before the Steelers, after the Steelers and Commanders game, after that loss, going into the Eagles game, I was like, there's going to be something right, and they're going to hit a slump for a little while. Since that Steelers Commanders game that they lost by 1 point, they lost 26-18 to the Eagles, 34-26 to the Cowboys, and now they're playing the Titans, who are just coming off of a very, very big win this coming week. Because of that, I feel like they're still going to be in that slump. I think this is where that slump ends. This is the final week of that slump. They're going to lose to the Titans and then get it back for the coming weeks.
Yeah,
Maybe.
well, I'm going to have to agree with one of you and take the Washington Commanders -5.5. Yeah, I got them coming back even before the slump, as Nicholas says. Now, what I would say is they're the under 500 Dolphins of last year, beat a upper team, kind of. We win everyone under 500, except for the exception, the Commanders of the NFC East, the absolute top dogs, undisputed Dallas Cowboys, NFC East, just champions. You can't beat them. No
and
wonder
this is
why
why-
everyone in the division hates
This is
us.
why it was-
Hey, you know what? Let
this
me
is
have
why-
this.
okay.
Let me have this. We haven't won in 5 weeks. We haven't won in 5 weeks. We haven't won a game in 5 freaking weeks. Let me have this.
The absolute Commanders of the NFC East. Yes, continue.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, not the just forget everything. We're the best.
I felt like
Commanders
everybody
5.5.
hit through my
Commanders
computer.
5.5. I'm taking them beating the Titans, and yeah, we can go next.
Yeah, so if you said no for the it's okay, it's not okay the other week, I think you're wrong. Especially now after hearing that. But
Everyone wants to make
don't
fun of me,
think
but
I
guess
know
what?
it.
We're next year. We're gonna be back. We them boys. Okay.
I think you just summed up
Yeah.
both your and Brandon's points in one sentence.
Correct. Yes.
It's
No.
okay,
Yeah.
not
No.
okay.
Yep. It made it really easy. Anyway, it's another divisional matchup. This one special for Nick. Ho! Pittsburgh Steelers, Cincinnati Bengals. It is in Cincinnati. The Bengals.
Before we continue, may I break the order May I go last for this one? I would like
Oh
to hear
yeah,
both of you.
absolutely.
Yeah,
No,
for sure.
You go last for this
No,
one.
you
Yeah,
got it, yeah.
this is special for you. Bengals favored -3 at home against the Steelers. Ooh, tough for the Steelers losing to the stinker, the delete the franchise Browns.
How did you
Oh,
let that happen?
no. How do you let Jameis Winston piece up that great defense of yours, and how do you not score a single? Oh my! Wait, did you score a touchdown? Oh no, you did.
Yes, we scored touchdowns.
You
Yes,
scored.
we
Yeah,
scored
you scored
touchdowns.
touchdowns. Yeah.
It's hard to
But
tell with the
still, you
Steelers
still
sometimes.
lost. Oh no, you still lost to the delete the franchise poopy Browns. Oh my goodness, how does that? I'm really extending this just because he's in the call. By the way, I wouldn't normally do this, but anyways, yeah.
That's a lie. Don't
Steelers.
believe his lies.
Well, I know you listen at least, so you know. But anyways, yeah, Steelers, Bengals. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a good game. The Bengals offense still great. The only thing that has let them down this entire season is their defense. Have they lost too much now? Probably, and it's kind of sad. You know, I think Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase especially has been having an absolute monster year. He's just, he's really, solidified himself as the number 1 or number 2 receiver in the league. I mean, that guy is an absolute beast, especially against the Ravens. Like, I don't know, that dude is an absolute animal. Offensively, Bengals great. Defensively, bad. Steelers pretty much the other way around. This is a game for me of defense versus offense. Who do I think is going to win? And I think the Bengals are going to win this game. And I'm sorry to say to Nicholas here, I think the Bengals are going to win this game. But I'm going to take the Steelers +3 spread. I think it is exactly a field goal type of game here. I think it comes down to possibly a game-winning field goal. Does this defense let them down in the end? Maybe. So that's why I'm also kind of playing it safe here for the Steelers +3. Yeah, I think this is going to be a close matchup, divisional matchup. Anything can happen here. But yeah, I favor the Bengals in this game, but I'm going to take the Steelers spread at +3.
Since Nicholas is going last, we know this is his favorite team. I have to break some unfortunate news to you, buddy. I'm going to take the Bengals and the spread for them. And the reason why, I mean, I'm a big fan. You just got to look at, there was a crazy stat line. Joe Burrow, how many touchdowns did he have against the Ravens? 4, 5, whatever it was. And I think he was like the only, I forget it, but it was like the only 4 or 5 touchdowns still losing quarterback game in decades, and absolutely insane stat line there. And you just gotta feel bad for this offense. They need some help for sure on this Bengals team, but at home, also divisional. I think the Bengals know they need to win out at this point every single week for the rest of the year to even have a slight bit chance. They probably still might, even if they do win out, might not even make it. But I think at home here, unfortunately, for the other member of the Fastcast this week, the Steelers dropped their second week in a row to the Bengals. And I'm taking a -3. I'm sorry, buddy. I had to do this to you.
So do either of you know what Mike Tomlin's big Tomlinism? I believe it's what it's called on social media. That started that little trend.
No,
Do either of you
no,
know what that is?
no.
It was the standard is the standard, and for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the standard is the standard of somehow finding any possible way to be barely above 500 at the end of the season. Every single year, it just it happens. Mike Tomlin, yeah, we have not gone below 500 under him at all, which is impressive. But we've also absolutely wasted prime players' years. We had prime Antonio Brown, prime Le'Veon Bell, Ben Roethlisberger was still able to throw a football pretty decently during that portion. In first round by, went deep. Jesse James caught that ball. I do have to say that. Um, for this game, this is their back-to-back trap games. Everyone talked about the Steelers trap game last week, and oh my God, it should be spread difference of 35. Steelers are gonna blow this away. Absolutely not. The Steelers are losing this game. I am taking the Bengals spread. The Steelers are going to go back to their just barely above 500 ways, find a way to lose games we shouldn't. Happen to play good against decent teams just to fall up in the end, anyways. I very much see Pittsburgh Steelers winning one game for the rest of the season.
Oh my God, you sound like me.
Yep.
I was just about to say that. There's so much depression for
The,
your
the
own
rest
teams. It's
the,
absolutely insane.
You
the
sound
rest
like
oh
me.
the rest of the Steelers schedule. Hold on, let me be my own little beep to boop doop right now. The
Oh,
rest of the Steelers
wow, yeah,
schedule
that's
is
rough.
we are playing the Bengals this week. Then we're playing the Browns again. Miles Garrett is not the #1 defensive player in the year. I could go for probably an hour and a half alone on that little statement. Then we're playing the Browns again. That's the game I think that we might be able to win again, just because ah, that's the only way I can describe it. We are going to have Saquon Barkley hit a reverse somersault back handspring over a defender. Steelers Ravens. I said to you guys before all of this in the beginning of the season, we split the season almost every time with the Ravens, even though we have had their number for some reason. We're going to split that. The Chiefs. on Christmas Day, Merry Christmas, Patrick Mahomes.
Please.
The ref gave you another win. And then we end the season against the Bengals again, and I'm going to be at that game, and at that game it's going to be absolutely terrifying to me because that's either we are now fighting for a playoff spot or maybe we win the division. I don't know. Who knows? Only we'll find out by then. So yeah, that's my
Merry
little rant
Christmas,
about
Patrick
that.
Mahomes. Oh, that's a pretty good rant. I actually really enjoyed that rant. That was pretty funny, actually. I honestly hope the Steelers kind of make it through because I need you guys to play the Ravens in the playoffs because if the Bills play the Ravens in the playoffs, we're just doomed. I think Derrick Henry will just run for 4 million yards on us, and I think you guys would be, especially if you have that 3 seed still and you're playing Ravens at 6 seed. At home, I think you guys take it again. So I'm honestly rooting for the Steelers to hold on to this 3 seed spot.
Oh,
So.
don't get me wrong. I'm praying I'm wrong. Like I am on my hands and knees just praying every time the Steelers take the
Eh.
field because ayo, no. Um, I'm just praying every time they take the field because I can't even begin to describe the emotional. I go through every single time I watch the Steelers games, the 5 stages of grief every single time.
I witnessed it. I was right next to him watching one.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
Justin witnessed it live. Like he looked me in the face and watched all life leave my body after I was on top of the world when Brandon Aubrey got his field goal blocked.
Well, when we
Yeah,
got that last fourth down touchdown to win the game, I looked over to my right and I saw the look on your face, and I was like, "Oh
Yep.
wow."
Yep, it was not fun. I had a great time. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, that was a good
100%
time.
we're going to games together again. All of
Yeah,
us
that
will.
was so fun.
Oh yeah,
But
all of us have to go. I don't even care if it's for the Bills or not. I'm ready to go to a football game.
for the Brown Steelers game, Justin and I believe Caleb can confirm this as well. They heard things go airborne through my microphone in my room.
I did, yeah.
A table went airborne.
Yeah, it was
It
pretty
was a
funny.
metal table. It
Hey,
couldn't break
remember I
anything.
said
But
last week too, you're not a real team unless you beat Jameis Winston. You remember that? You remember that? And hey, I don't
please don't
know.
remind me.
I don't know. Looks like you guys are frauds to me. Anyways, we're moving on. We got to move on here. We're kind of taking a little bit on these pick'ems, but Arizona Cardinals, Minnesota Vikings. Another 1 o'clock matchup. Are the buys over? Is that already done this week? Oh no.
There's still more
Definitely.
buys.
No. Yeah, there's still a lot more buys. Yeah, I forgot. It just seems like a lot of games this week, but I think it's just because we're taking forever. Anyways, Arizona Cardinals, Minnesota Vikings. Vikings at home in Minnesota, favored by -3.5. Cardinals still in lead of that division, I believe. And Vikings, still, coming on strong, still nipping the Lions' booties. They're probably not going to win that division. Let's be real. I mean, the Lions, I don't think are going to lose a game until they play the Bills next week. But yeah, that's besides the point. Anyways, yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty good game. But I think the Vikings are going to kind of show out against the Cardinals this game. For what reason? I don't know. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, kind of stepping up huge these last few games. Aaron Jones finally got his touchdown slump out of the way. I think, I think everything's just kind of going right for the Vikings here. Cardinals, while they obviously they're pretty solid, they're a solid football team. I don't know. I just think the Vikings are just a step up from them. So I'm going to take their -3.5 spread here. I just think the Vikings show out against the Cardinals this game.
And a quick boop, 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 boop. After the Cardinals lost to the Seahawks last week, the Seahawks are leading the division.
Oh yeah, that's right. I thought
Yes,
they
they
were
are.
two behind. Yes, I thought they were two behind. But
For
you're right.
for some reason in my notes, I have this as a whoopsie daisy. I don't know why or what I was thinking. Absolutely not. Vikings -3.5 all the way. They just have too many weapons. Of Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson. Even though Justin Jefferson didn't have a blow up game, he said, "I'm okay having a slow time if the other teammates can eat." Like that's a good team player. That's someone who wants to see the team go first over stat padding. That's someone who's going to help his team go far. Vikings -3.5, 100%.
Yeah. See, I look at this game, and Nick, it's kind of weird that you put down in your notes there because for
There's
my
no way.
second whoopsie
No way.
daisy of of week 13 of the NFL season. Cardinals money line, baby, give it to me. They are going to win this game in Minnesota. Give it to me right now, Cardinals money. Second whoopsie days of the week. Let's go.
That's crazy how I had that in my notes and then I changed my mind. I don't.
I don't see it happening. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Not a chance.
Well, you don't see it, but when it does,
There is a chance. Hey,
I'm
there
gonna
is
get
a chance any
I'm
given
gonna get the
Sunday.
win column there.
Double XP weekend will not allow Kyler Murray.
Listen, the way my bets have been going this year, yeah, I mean,
Oh, that's a fair point. Maybe do
yeah. do the opposite of pretty much everything I say, and you'll actually make money. Pick'em wise, I'm actually pretty good. It's just the bets, I go one way or the other.
Spread,
it's
yeah.
It's
It's
the
tough.
spread. It's the spread. It is. It's a
tough.
rough life out here.
You get who wins the game. It's just not always by the spread.
Right. Like pick'ems, I'm like over 80 something percent. That's pretty good, especially for if it was bets. It's not. Anyways, next game: Chargers, Falcons. This is in Atlanta. Chargers are favored -2.5. For me, this is going to be a good game. I think J.K. Dobbins went out last game. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they said if he's going to be back for this game. Even if so, I think Gus Edwards, had a chance in Baltimore, and actually both of them were in to have the lead back role. So I don't think they're going to miss too much there. Obviously, I think J.K. is definitely the better option. But yeah, Lad McConkey really showing out for wide receiver there. He's absolutely phenomenal. Quentin Johnson, on the other hand, is a little bit of a head scratcher. We won't get too much into that. I won't.
Yep, I will though.
Yeah, you can if you want. I won't because I'm respectful. But anyways, Falcons. They're just one of those gritty football teams. I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a good game to watch if you're a football enjoyer. So, for me, I'm gonna go with the home team actually for this matchup. Give me the Falcons and give me the money line for the Falcons. I think it's gonna be a close game, and yeah, give me if you want to call it a whoopsie daisy, you can call it a whoopsie daisy. For me, I just think this is two pretty evenly matched teams, so I'm not gonna really go that far to say it's a whoopsie daisy. But I think the Falcons pulled this one out at home.
Chargers hung, pretty well with the Ravens in the first half of the game, and then I don't know where things went wrong. Oh, maybe it's because Quentin Johnson couldn't catch a ball, and I had the option of starting him or Lad McConkey in fantasy in my league, and I saw the little Q by Lad McConkey, and I didn't think he was gonna be 100%, so I put in Quentin Johnson, and I regret that for the rest of my life now, because that actually put me out of playoff in a fantasy. So if he can catch a football this coming week, Chargers spread -2.5. I think they are close with the Falcons, but I still think they're a little bit of the better team to be able to win by at least a field goal.
I'm gonna completely agree with you, Nicholas. I like the Chargers. I think they're gonna be somewhat of I don't want to say like a sneaky team, but they're pretty good, and it's kind of like on the background, like they're a quiet team that's kind of good. The Falcons haven't really impressed me the past couple weeks, even though I know I said they're going to make the NFC championship here, but I might have to change my mind on that because I like the Chargers in this game, and I'm actually going to take them -2.5 as well.
Yeah, probably don't listen to me. Anyways, Colts, Patriots. Just kidding, actually. Listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. Colts, Patriots is in New England. Yeah, Drake May still looking pretty good. Colts still a gritty team. Anthony Richardson, looked pretty solid. Honestly, his team kind of let him down last week in terms of catches. I mean, a lot of drop passes, a lot of deep passes called back. Yeah, I mean he's stepping up. I think honestly, a lot of people it was a big controversy when he got sat for Joe Flacco, who's like 90 years old and almost on his deathbed. But yeah, I think it was a good thing for him and just kind of sit back, see a veteran play, kind of just kind of relax a little bit. I think he's kind of coming into this end of the season. Everyone had all these expectations of him, and it's hard, especially for a young quarterback. I think he still needs time to develop, and I think he got that time. So He's looking pretty good now. I think against the Patriots, it's another one of these games that he kind of do his thing on. New England, while with Drake May, they have looked a lot better. I just think the Colts are just one of those teams that are always tough to play against. So I don't think the Patriots are going to do that much to win against them. So I'm going to go with the Colts here for the -2.5. And yeah, I think I'm pretty confident on this one.
I agree with the Colts -2.5. I think Anthony Richardson is looking like the way cousin Brandon said he was going to in the beginning of the year, before you guys clowned him a little bit when he did not look that way and got benched for saying he was tired for Joe Flacco,
That was
the
bad.
elderly man, to come in instead. But he's playing good, but I think he's going to end up hurt again seriously, either at some point at the end of the season. He's just not afraid of contact. He lowers his shoulder. He doesn't slide when he should. I think it's going to end up with him getting hurt and costing later in the season, um, especially when he comes up against more of an aggressive defense that likes to punish quarterbacks more than the Patriots defense. But Colts -2.5.
I am going to simply agree. I was kind of debating here. I have the Colts winning, but -2.5. Man, do I take the field goal win here? And yes, I do. Um, I mean, this for me, is going to be the eyeball avoider of the week for me, just in my opinion. I feel like this game, if you miss it, you miss it. But I guess for betting, I'm gonna take Colts -2.5. Let's go for it.
Heck yeah, I think it's a good choice. I think the Colts pull it out. They're just a gritty team. They don't really get blown out by anyone, so and they're definitely not going to against the Patriots. So I just think they're just gonna play pretty tight for the Patriots, and I think it's gonna be a little too much for them. But anyways, 4:05. Finally, we're in the 4 o'clock window. First game: Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Carolina Panthers. The Bucks, Daddy Mayfield. I mean, what more can I say? -6 away against Carolina, who almost beat the Kansas City Swifties. Um, yeah, no, I don't care. Daddy Mayfield all the way -6. That's all I got. Yep.
Yeah. I have in capital letters Baker Mayfield is simply him for my notes for this podcast. Bucks by a million. I think if the spread was 2 touchdowns, I'd be taking it. The Panthers, yeah, almost beat the Chiefs. Time and time again, we've said the Chiefs are just not it. They have problems. They're getting lucky. So Baker Mayfield, or I'm sorry, Caleb. What is his proper name?
Oh, Dad.
Yeah,
Father.
him by a million. He's gonna make sure Bryce Young knows who he is. Just like he made Tommy DeVito know who he was with that celebration last week,
Oh,
which
that
I
was
thought was
great.
hilarious.
That was hilarious.
I almost thought it was like the Spidey hands from Will Levis. That's what it kind of looked like, but yeah, I'm gonna take the Bucks -6 here as well. And Mike Evans is back. Baker is back. The Bucks are back. To be honest, it might be a close race to the finish for this division. The Falcons, unfortunately, do have the tiebreaker. I know they had that game where their whole offense was injured. Man, I wish it didn't end up that way. But the Bucks have to get a game ahead of the Falcons for the tiebreaker here. But it could be close. So watch out for that division. I have them winning here -6.
Yeah, still anyone's choice for sure. But I know Daddy Mayfield isn't gonna let that division go without a fight. Okay. Anyways, next game: Los Angeles Rams, New Orleans Saints. Saints coming back. Half their team is on the IR. It is what it is. It happens. Alvin Kamara not showing his age. Rams, on the other hand, they just got to take the loss, but still they're still always a threat. They're still one of those teams that can kind of come out and absolutely batter you, especially if you have bad passing offense. I mean, Matthew Stafford slings the ball. Cooper Cup, Puka Nakua, those guys can ball out, and even Kyron Williams, when he wants to, can run the ball, even catch the ball in some space and get some yards. But that's only when he wants to, though. He's not really known for all that. But it is what it is. Anyways, I think this is going to be a pretty close match. I think, depending on what the Saints want to do here. But I think the Rams get a little comfortable win here. I'm going to go with the -2.5 for the Rams, even though they are the away team here. But I just think, that, like I said, that passing attack is going to be a little too much for him. So, yeah, that's it.
Funny how you said it depends on what the Saints decide to do there, because I almost have that word for word. Is if they decide to just feed the ball to Taysom Hill. If that happens, I could see them possibly winning this game, because for some reason when Taysom Hill gets the ball 75 times in a game, good things happen for the Saints. But if not, it's gonna be Rams spread. That's what I would comfortably take, because it doesn't feel like the Saints like to do that.
Yeah, I mean Taysom Hill was the whole entire team last week. It seemed it was kind of crazy, but yeah, I got Rams -2.5 as well. Going into New Orleans, they for the division here, it almost seems like it's. I'm gonna put them as a must win. I'm gonna put them as an absolute must win this week, and I feel like they know that with such a close, tight division game, 2 games. They need every game they could pick up. Who's going to make the playoffs here? I think the Rams take it. I like McVay a lot. I think he comes up with a good game plan here to win against the Saints. Give me a -2.5.
All right, yeah. Another thing to look out for is MVS, who they picked up, who just apparently just loves to catch touchdowns for 85 yards 3 times in a game. I don't understand why he couldn't do that for the Bills when we released him, but it's cool. I'm not salty about it at all. Anyways, next game, probably game of the week. Game of the week. We got Philadelphia Eagles.
You stole it.
Baltimore Ravens. I did. I thought you would like it, but I don't know if you did. I think maybe you think I'm just a copycat now, but I'm not. I promise I was doing it for you. Anyways, Eagles, Ravens. It is in Baltimore, and this is, let me tell you, the game of Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. I mean, the two MVPs, if MVP wasn't quarterback award. Yeah, this is just, it's going to be a great game, I think. Yeah, I mean, that's really all I could say. Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley. I mean, Saquon, especially last game, oh my God. He's, the things he can do not on the Giants is absolutely incredible. And it's kind of sad that he wasted so many years playing for the Giants when he could do these things. But yeah, I mean, even same thing. I could say the same thing with Derrick Henry and the Titans. Yeah, it's great. It's gonna be a great game. But for me, and I'm gonna say the same thing that I did last week. The Eagles and their pass defense is very, very good. It is. I don't know if you can say underrated now, but I don't know. I still think it is underrated. I think their pass defense is absolutely incredible. I don't think they're going to allow too much in the air. Probably, obviously, some stuff. Yeah, I mean, you can't shut them out completely, but their pass defense is great. That's really all I could say. They're going to have to heavily rely on the run game, which, don't get me wrong, is absolutely incredible. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, they're going to run the ball. It's going to be a close game regardless. I think the Eagles pull this one out. So I'm going to go not with the money line. I'm just going to go with the spread for the Eagles. I think it's going to be a close game regardless. But I think the Eagles could pull this one out, but I'm not confident enough to go for money line. So I will go the Eagles spread at the +3.
Yeah, the fact that this was a 3-point spread kind of blew me away. I thought this would have been like one of the ones that are basically a pick 'em, but with two good teams instead of two teams this week. They got Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts just taking touchdowns from Saquon on the 1 yard line this year, but the Ravens, they like as you said, they have that running game with Derrick Henry, the Lamar. The Eagles have the good passing defense. The Ravens also have Justice Hill. The Eagles have the good passing defense. But I just don't. I don't think the Ravens are going to have enough. I think the Eagles are going to step up on defense. They're going to shut down Derrick Henry. They're going to shut down Lamar Jackson. They're still going to get yards. It's still going to end up as a close game. But I don't know if it. I mean, I guess it's a whoopsie daisy this week. But I'm taking Eagles money. I'm confident in the Eagles to win this game with Mr. MVP himself, Saquon Barkley, in that backfield.
Whoa! I like how you guys like the Eagles here. After the whole talk pretty much all year about them being in the slump, not back, this and that, you have them beating one of the elitist teams and in probably the NFL, the Ravens, even though the record doesn't show for it. I think they're a pretty strong team here. I'm going to go complete opposite of you guys. I'm going to take minus 3 here. And I think it doesn't even matter about the air game. Eagles, or Caleb mentioned the Eagles' pass defense. I'm gonna flip it around here, and even though the Ravens on their defensive side, they added Tre'Davious White, by the way, which I think is going to be a huge piece of this game to help them out here.
He's been absolutely horrible, by the way.
No, he's going to be great this game. The Ravens.
Yeah, he cost him a very big penalty last game.
He won't this time.
Okay,
the Ravens.
Yeah, he cost him multiple penalties and let up a ton of yards in the Rams too. By the way, keep going.
Yeah, don't worry about it. He's going to be great. There's going to be into the Eagles because the Eagles suck. Because they're in the NFC East and the Cowboys are better than them. But the Ravens, this game, with their run, I don't. At home too, I'm going to take them -3 and just I think Lamar is just going to stamp his MVP, put it in stone right here in this game. And I was saving this because Caleb kind of stole it from me already. I was looking at all the games this slot. Man, we have a lot of good games this week, especially Thanksgiving Day going in. But this week, for week 13 of the NFL season, I got to give it a quick little game of the week. Game of the week. Yeah, this one's going to be a good one to watch. I'm going to go the opposite of you guys. I'm going to take the Ravens. I really like them. I'm high on the Ravens this year. Give me a -3.
Well, if you really like him like that, maybe you should put a ring on it. Okay.
Caleb, you know what?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, I didn't really.
Yeah, that was uncalled for.
I'm sorry. Anyways, let's talk about the best team in the NFL, the Buffalo Bills. 8:20 matchup, late night Sunday night football. Carrie Underwood, sing it for me. Just kidding. We can't do that. We can't do that here. But yeah. Anyways, Buffalo Bills, 49ers. Sunday night football, gonna be a good game. Christian McCaffrey has been doing absolutely nothing since all those German scientists shoved a bunch of needles into his thighs.
Came back in week 9.
We're back in week 9. But yeah, no, I mean, he hasn't been great yet. I say yet because this is probably the game where he's going to run for about 300 yards, of course, against my team, because that's just, how life treats me sometimes. It likes to spit on me and tell me how dirt trash I am, and then point and laugh afterwards. Yeah, so I'm really sad about it, because that's just the way life. Yeah, Bills win this game by 1 million. It's up -7 spread for the Bills, but yeah, at home, snow game. Yeah, give me the Bills. They're gonna win by at least 64 points. And
Wow.
that is my bet.
So you're telling people to take that alternate spread of 64?
-64.
-64. Yeah, go for it. You can do it. That's fine.
So it's funny you talked about how that CMC game might blow up this week. Last time I remember a good running back playing against you guys.
This is why the Steelers are trash.
Hey, wow, I didn't even get. No, I'm gonna change my entire pick now. I think.
Wait, no, keep going. Wait, no.
Yeah, wow. I might need to reevaluate this now after that. I didn't even get to finish my sentence. Yeah, talking about running backs running all over you like Derrick Henry did when he didn't against the Steelers. Bills are still winning this by 1 million. The 49ers are mid this year, which is surprising to say. I thought Christian McCaffrey was going to have a great season even after he came back from whatever God knows injury he had in like his left big toe that spread to his right big toe and made him miss 9 weeks of the season. But yeah, Bills are they're looking legit. I don't disagree with Caleb when he says the number one team in the NFL. I lied. I do disagree. Detroit Lions. I think in the head to head matchup right now, I think the Lions will beat the Bills. I think it'll be a close
I said
game.
the
I
Lions
think
were
it could.
number one.
Did you not say the number one team in the NFL when you started talking about this?
Oh wait. Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah.
But I did say the Lions were number one earlier, so
Well, that is true. That is
maybe
true.
they're tied. They're tied. They're tied.
I think that head to head matchup would be a good game. Bills are looking legit. They're looking like a great team, and they are 100% being led by the MVP runner up of Josh Allen.
Yeah. So I'm also gonna take Bills -7. It's kind of weird how the 49ers haven't been as good as they were last year. It's like one of those years of like uh, I see him missing. I see him missing the playoffs this year, and I think the Bills are just on top of their game at home. I feel like there's a snowstorm coming. They say a big snowstorm is going to be coming from this game. The fans are going to be throwing snowballs over in the 49ers side. I don't think they can handle the snowballs coming over from San Francisco over there in California where it's bright and sunny and not as cold when you're getting snowballs to your helmet and you get the way in the Bills Stadium. It's you're not going to be able to handle it. And I got a -7 this game.
A little boop
Oh,
de boop doop there. Brock Purdy is still listed as questionable and possibly injured and might not be playing this game.
yeah, it doesn't
He
matter.
went for
Even
he
if he's
went for
playing,
an
he
MRI.
sucks.
I mean, but compared to their backup, I'd rather have for if someone were trying to defend the 49ers, which I'm not.
It could be number 17 Allen versus number 17 Allen.
No,
Fun
I
fact.
hope Brock Purdy doesn't come into this game. I really want to see the Allen Bowl.
Me too, because it would be really funny. Oh, but also one thing I forgot to mention too about last game, the Eagles and Ravens game. Justin, one key factor that you're forgetting in your betting is that Derrick Henry goes out in the third quarter, and so
Yeah, okay.
they're gonna run
All
it.
right,
So
Right.
just keep that
yeah,
in
you
mind. It's
can't
been my
always.
prediction
Yeah,
from the beginning.
okay.
Keep in mind also last season I called the Justin Jefferson out injury week 5. It happened. Just know this is my prediction. It's gonna happen.
That is true.
I predict, coming into it, it just came to me today when I woke up. Actually, I was thinking about these pick'ems, and I was thinking Baltimore Ravens, Philadelphia Eagles. Quarter 3 is calling for some reason, so I think it's gonna happen in the third quarter. So just look out for that. So yeah, Eagles by 1 million there. But yeah, anyways, Monday Night
That's like
Football.
no,
Oh yeah.
speaking. I was about to say just like speaking of calling injuries, like I did with Nick Chubb last year. The
Oh,
play
I
happened
remember you did that. Yeah. No, I do remember that.
as he was my fantasy running back.
You wished very ill things upon him, and right, or no, you wished not. Oh yeah, you
No, I wish of
ill
ill things
things.
because he was playing the Steelers, and then I watched
Yes,
his knee make a
yes,
right angle. Speaking of
yes.
Nick Chubb, however, as you were saying,
Speaking of Nick Chubb, however, as I was saying, Cleveland Browns are playing in the Monday Night Football game against the Denver Broncos, and yeah, I don't think the Broncos are gonna lose like the like the Steelers did. Yeah, no, I think the Broncos are gonna win this football game. They I think are one of those sneaky good football teams. Bo Nix is honestly right now I would have him listed as rookie of the year so far. I mean, he over Jaden Daniels, he has been very consistently great. I think he's been a very honestly solid rookie quarterback. I mean, there's not really much you can say about his game. I mean, maybe in the first whatever half of the season, he had a few little kind of what's going on here things, but he's really developed very well. He looks very solid. Bronco defense, absolutely, it's great. Their defense is always very good, especially with Sean Payton. Yeah, I think they're a very solid football team. Browns, Jameis Winston, it's hilarious. He's a great guy. I root for him. But the Browns themselves, you can still delete their franchise, even though they beat poverty Steelers. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Broncos -5.5 here, especially at home too. Yeah, I think they're gonna win this game pretty easily here.
Wow,
be
there's
mad.
a lot of jabs towards me there.
Don't be mad.
So do you remember how do you remember how you said I sounded like Justin earlier with my little rant about the Steelers? Time for, time for deja vu. The Browns played their Super Bowl last week. They're a poverty franchise. Broncos -5.5 spread. That's it for me.
Oh wow.
I am also gonna agree with the Broncos -5.5. I like the sneaky good teams here. You can never count out a Sean Payton run team here, and I think this should be a good conversation topic for maybe one of the following weeks for rookie player of the year, because I mean, at this point it's a big conversation. Like, who is it? It looked like a
Caleb
clear
Williams.
cut winner, Jaden
I'm kidding.
Daniels, like in the first half of the year. But I mean, it could be, yeah. This should be a good thing to talk about in the following weeks here. But yep, I got they had their win last week against the Steelers here. They're gonna lose in a amazing fashion here this week in Denver. Give me the Broncos -5.5.
Mm. Maybe it's foreshadowing me talking about Nick Chubb's injury last year and right before they play.
Don't do that again.
He's my fantasy running back again too.
No. Oh no, poor Nick Chubb. He's been through enough. Poor Nick Chubb. He's been through enough.
Maybe it'll be
So yeah,
Miles Garrett.
what? Miles
I said
Garrett.
yeah, maybe it'll be Miles Garrett.
Is it because of his?
Is it what?
Is it because of his comments?
That and him turning a football helmet into a weapon one year. That as well.
Well, yeah, against Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that was really funny. Actually, I thought that was an incredible time to be alive.
It was
I can't
really
believe I
funny
saw
watching.
that on the football team or football game.
Yeah, no.
I can't believe I saw that.
Nor can I.
It was really funny. But yeah, anyways, that concludes pick'ems for this week. Go make your bets. Whatever whenever you feel is comfortable. Whatever we said, maybe you agree with what I said. It's probably not right, so yeah, you can probably bet with basically any other thing that I said. Pretty much the opposite. But yeah, let's go on. We talked a little bit of playoff implications here, especially these tight race divisions like the NFC South, Falcons, Tampa maybe coming in. Especially with a loss here this week, Tampa has a real chance. Daddy Mayfield has a good chance of coming in, taking that. And then you got NFC West, 49ers, what's going on there? Seahawks in the lead right now. Who do you think takes that one? Just any playoff indicators you guys want to talk about. Nick, do you have any thoughts on any sneaky teams that could make playoffs here in the final stretch?
A team that honestly that I looked at that not make it in, but that can fall out of it is the Washington Commanders. They are the 7th seed in the NFC right now at 7-5. The Cardinals are 6-5. Bucks are 5-6. I could see this. I could see them falling out in the Cardinals or Bucks because the Bucks have been playing good. Baker Mayfield's been playing good. Even though they're at the 9 right now, according to the NFL.com and the current playoff picture, I feel like they would be my sneaky team to make it in right now into the playoffs amongst the Packers and Vikings and Falcons and all of them.
Wait, Commanders to make it?
No, Commanders to fall, Bucks to go in.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm next on the chopping block.
You are next on the chopping block, yes.
Here's a crazy take. Are you guys sitting down for this one?
Maybe.
You're going to say Cowboys to make it to the playoffs.
Oh, no, absolutely not. We're cooked. Yeah, there's nothing we can do to make the playoffs. But what's kind of crazy, and you guys are sitting right for this one.
I'm sitting next.
Here's my hot take. By the way, I
yeah.
was right about us sitting Kate on last week, but for fantasy, if anyone was listening to the podcast last week, yeah, I'll take the proper the bold prediction for that one last week. Miami Dolphins.
I think the Dolphins come back in.
Miami is on the bubble. They are the 8 seed right now.
Who do you think they're taking over though?
Miami Dolphins. I have them winning. I'm gonna. It's hard for me to say they're gonna win out for the rest of the year. They got a pretty decent, tough matchups, but 2 against the Jets.
Right now, also the only teams in the AFC that aren't above a 90% chance for the playoffs are the Chargers and Broncos, and they're 86 and 73.
I got the Miami Dolphins making it. If I'm right about this, we should do like
a crazy comeback.
We should do like a podcast bet right now. You guys owe me a pack of hot dogs. If them.
Hey, I'm just a substitute. Hold on, I'm just a substitute.
Buy you a package of hot dogs if the Dolphins win. I honestly think the AFC is almost locked as it is. I think the seeding could change a little bit, but I think.
But the teams are. I agree. 100%.
The teams are locked in the AFC at least.
All right, we're gonna have to see about that. I got the Dolphins.
I'll buy you some hot dogs, bro. I'll buy you some hot
dogs. The NFC is what's volatile to me. That's where the sneaky teams can slide in, not the AFC.
I got the Dolphins. I know you guys are disagreeing right now. To. Maybe, but he is the best quarterback in the league. But I just gotta you gotta go with a crazy dark horse pick, bold prediction, and I like their comeback story here. I really do. I think they make the push for it.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it happening. The Broncos and Chargers are both good teams, though. Some drastic things would have to happen.
It's gonna happen.
No, the Dolphins suck. They're poverty. They just they're just horrible. Honestly, I kind of hope they do make it so that way the Bills can play them and then we can absolutely destroy them like we always do. Because Josh Allen is like 30-0 against them, and so honestly, I hope we get the extra bye week in the playoffs by playing them. So I honestly hope your bet is correct. And if you're a Dolphins fan, and you're listening to this. Yeah, you can click off now.
It's recorded now, though. By the way, you owe me a pack of hot dogs when they make it.
Yeah, Brandon knows you won again. I claim just humble substitute this week.
But yeah, for like NFC, the only thing I could, that's very interchangeable. Especially with those 2 divisions there that I named. The Falcons could get swapped with the Bucks. The Seahawks, I could get swapped with maybe Cardinals, maybe even. Maybe 49ers. I don't know.
Cardinals will be really
fun.
In
that NFC is that the Seahawks and Falcons are both a higher seed than the Vikings and the Packers.
Yeah, that's just because that division is just absolutely insane to me.
Like, they're all the NFC North, but I still feel like 9-2 should be above 6-5. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, you would think that, but however, Nick, that's just not the way the world works.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Yeah, that's just divisions for you. You get a powerhouse division, you got to win games.
Yep. And all right. So we kind of went very long with the pick'ems, so we don't have too much to talk about. Just regular old. Just news and everything. So we're going to jump right into everyone's favorite time of the week. It is.
It's time for It's Okay. It's Not Okay.
So this week, Is It Okay? Is It Not Okay? Is it okay to redeem your emergency Domino's pizza and not tip your driver to make it as cheap as possible? Hey, listen, if you guys know me, I am massive on my Domino's, especially that emergency Domino's pizza every Sunday. Give it to me. Oh my gosh, Domino's.
We remind each other
one.
To order our pizza on Sundays. We remind each other, the 3 of us, to order our pizzas on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. It's football Sunday. You're looking for a cheap pizza. Oh no, I'm broke because all I do is sit on my couch and watch football. What am I going to do? Well, look no further than your local not a sponsor, not a sponsor. I gotta make that clear. Not a sponsor. However, Domino's, if you want to sponsor, hey, I mean, we're here. I mean, I would love to. I mean, please do. But yeah, Domino's emergency pizza, absolutely incredible. If look at your Domino's right now, get your emergency pizza. But yeah, so the question is, you get your free Domino's pizza emergency. It's like, hey, it's free. Just click on it. You make your purchase of a pizza. Your next one is completely free because some people are dirt poor and can't afford that pizza. So we're gonna give it to you. Emergency pizza. Here you are. We give it to you for free because that's just what we do. And so you're like, oh well, it's free. Do I have to tip? I don't know. It's kind of weird because they want it to be free, but I have to have it delivered. Is it okay to tip or is it not okay to tip? I mean, it's a free pizza. Do I really have to tip on something that's free? I don't know. What's your thoughts, Nick? Go ahead.
Absolutely no, it is not okay to not tip. It's their job to deliver the pizzas, and as I mean, you as well, you've done DoorDash in the past. A lot of the income from that does come off of tips when you're putting miles on your car, your gas. Um, it's absolutely not okay. Yeah, you're not paying the full price for the pizza, but if you still tip the 20% on whatever little tax and delivery fee you're paying, it's like an extra dollar at most, maybe two, depending on what state you're ordering your emergency pizza on, or if you got extra toppings or paying a dollar or two. It's the right thing to do is to tip. I mean, they can take orders instead of your one singular free emergency pizza to your house or your apartment or your little cardboard box in the corner, wherever you may be ordering this pizza from. Um, Instead of taking that one pizza, they could maybe have an order of 75 pizzas going to some corporate party that they can make $95 in tips, or however much that would cost. So they're still doing you that service. It is justified that you um oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm blanking. That you. Oh God, I'm blanking so bad. This is on the spot. That you pay for the service. Like I'll put it simple. I was trying to be all fancy, but they're giving a service. You have to pay for the service still. Even though the pizza's free, the service is not.
All right, so I mean, the whole tipping situation could be a podcast within itself. I have
Oh, absolutely.
so much to say about the tipping and service and the whole like tipping is general and like it's now like you're expected to have this additional percentage tip for servers, deliveries, even though there's a service charge already on your Sunday every week pizza NFL celebration. You know, you got to get pizza and wings every single Sunday. You know how we do it here at the Fastcast. But for this particular one, emergency Domino's pizza, you earned it. It's free. And I can go into the whole entire tipping debate right now, but simply for this, it's okay, it's not okay. I'm going to say it's okay. Yes, you are a horrible person for not tipping your driver. This is a one off, okay? It's an emergency pizza. They advertise it as this. It should be free. Man, if you were the driver for emergency pizzas that night, that kind of sucks because you're getting the free pizzas, you're not getting your tip. But we can go into the whole entire tipping debate and the whole different conversation, maybe offline, maybe on a different podcast on another YouTube channel somewhere else. But I have a lot to say on the back end of all that stuff. I think they should simply enough just earn their fair share from the company itself instead of relying on their customers to pay the tips for them. But anyway, I think for the purpose of this one-off, like you're ordering pizzas every single week of the whole entire NFL season. We got 18 weeks for this one emergency pizza. I think it is okay for the case being an emergency. It's free. It's okay to get it as cheap as you possibly can. and leave as minimal or no tip at all for the delivery.
You know, I'm a big tipper. I think when whenever I go out, I get my bill. I always leave a pretty decent tip because I know it's not them making the food or whatever, and it is what it is. And I mean, I know how the tipping goes, especially here in America. I mean, that's pretty much a majority of their paycheck is coming through the tips that we give. So I'm always a little generous there. Do I think it should be like that way? Absolutely not. I think they should be paid exactly what minimum wage is because it's minimum wage for a reason. It's basically like, like you said, I could get into this whole thing and talk about it for a whole entire hour, but we don't have that right now. We don't have an hour to talk about this, so I'll leave it pretty short and sweet here. I think I agree with Justin. I think in this case, emergency pizza. You're dirt poor, sitting on your couch, still living at mom's house. You want your NFL pizza, emergency pizza. You just bought one last week. You better have left a tip on that one though. It's contingent that you left a tip on that pizza that you got last Sunday because this one's your emergency one. It's okay to not tip on your emergency one. Okay. I understand. Maybe give them some lint from your belly button. Maybe give them something to, give them a
Spy
little
five.
note like, thanks for delivering this pizza. Give them a little note. Maybe draw a little smiley face to make them at least a little bit happy. Or give them something to throw out. Give them some punch after when you get their tip. But give them a little smile and wave. Hey, thank you so much for delivering my emergency free Domino's pizza. Every month they give that deal. Go check them out; they're great. Anyways, not a sponsor, but yeah, I think it's okay. I think Justin put it perfectly. It's your emergency pizza. A lot of people go to Domino's because they don't have the funds to buy their $43 local pizza that whatever. But I think in this specific case, emergency Domino's pizza, it's okay. I think it's okay to not tip.
A lot of times
Yeah.
too, like the drivers see the tip before they drive your pizza over there, so that could be another subtopic to this thing. Like, oh God, should
it's
I
not
tip
tipping
because
fast.
are they gonna do something to my pizza before But yeah, either way, you heard all of the opinions, the difference. It's okay, it's not okay. Do you tip your driver on an emergency pizza, the one off that you get on NFL Sunday for your Domino's free emergency pizza? Should you or should you not? Is it okay? Is it not okay? Let us know over on, I'm going to get it right this week, Twixter. Let's go. I
Yeah.
got it
There
right.
we go.
Twixter, let us know. We're going to post the it's okay, it's not okay. Let us know your thoughts, as well as tune in next week, 8 a.m. We're on every single Thursday, guys. If you haven't caught on yet, every 8 a.m. on Thursday, it hits YouTube at the Fastcast. You'll find us everywhere: TikTok, Twixter, YouTube. Check us out, and we'll see you all next week for another great edition of NFL Week 14. And go Cowboys!
Happy Turkey Day.
Yep, happy Thanksgiving.